Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Culture Stories. I am Watsiaya, and today I'm genuinely excited to share this powerful narrative with you. It's a story of resilience, sacrifice, and one of the most often overlooked human cost of colonial expansion. Today, we are delving into an event that, while perhaps not widely known globally, it holds immense significance in Kenyan history, particularly for the Bukusu and Tachoni communities of Western Kenya. Our story begins in the late 19th century, a tumultuous time when the British Empire was rapidly expanding its reach across African continent. In what is now known as Western Kenya, two vibrant and independent communities, the Bukusu and Tachoni, stood as formidable barriers to the expansion. They were renowned for their fierce warrior traditions and their unwavering spirit. Central to their defense was a place known as Chetambe Fort. This wasn't just any fort, it was a masterpiece of indigenous engineering and testament to their ingenuity. Located on Chetambe Hill near today's Webuye town, this stronghold, known locally as Olukovalwa Chetambe, was built by a remarkable Tachoni warrior named Chetambe Ifire. Imagine stone walls, some reaching staggering 12 feet high, surrounded by deep defensive ditches. Inside it was a self-contained community that had homes, cattle kraal, even a sacred tree known as Omtoto, which was used for spiritual ceremonies. This fort was far more than just a physical barrier. It was a symbol of their resolve, a sanctuary where these communities could regroup and strategize against the encroaching power. But the British, with their insatiable appetite for territory and resources, were determined to subdue all resistance. By 1895, their patience with the unyielding Bukusu and Tachoni had worn thin. They launched what they termed as primitive, or rather punitive expedition. But make no mistake, this was no small skirmish. This was a force designed to overwhelm. Picture this. British soldiers like the infamous C.W. Hobley leading a diverse and heavily armed contingent. They had enlisted the support of local allies. Some of these allies was Wanga soldiers from Mumia's kingdom, Nubian mercenaries. We also had Maasai, and some came from far as Buganda kingdom. And critically, they possessed the cutting-edge military technology of the era, the Maxim machine gun. This weapon, capable of firing hundreds of rounds a minute, was a terrifying instrument of destruction, fundamentally changing the nature of the war. It represented a technological chasm that no amount of bravery could bridge. The Bukusu and Tachoni warriors, meanwhile, had gathered at Chetambe Fort, having already endured intense fighting near Bungoma. This was their land. This was their last stand in their land against the British. They were armed primarily with spears, arrows, and shields. Weapons of immense courage and skill, but utterly outmatched by the industrial might of the British. Remember, the British had one of the most sophisticated weapons. The battle that ensued was, by all accounts, a tragic and brutal affair. The indigenous warriors fought with incredible bravery, defending their homeland, their families, and their way of life against unstoppable force, the British force. But the outcome was tragically predetermined. The Maxim guns ripped through their ranks. The stone walls, once a symbol of impenetrable defense, ironically became a death trap. The exact numbers are difficult to pinpoint with absolute certainty, but historical accounts estimate that anywhere from 450 to 500 African warriors were massacred in that single devastating battle. It wasn't a fair fight, it was a slaughter. The sounds of gunfire, the cries of the wounded, the sheer devastation. It's almost impossible to truly comprehend the horror of that day. The Chetambe Fort Massacre was more than just a battle lost. It was a pivotal moment in the history of colonial Kenya. It effectively broke the back of significant resistance in the region, allowing the British to solidify their control and continue their expansion. For the Bukusu and Tachoni people, it left an indelible scar, a profound loss that echoes through generations and remains a vital part of their cultural ceremony. Today, the remnants of Chetambe Fort still stand, particularly the impressive defensive ditch. It serves as a somber and a powerful reminder of that fateful day. It's not just a historical site, it is a living testament to the courage and resilience of those who stood up against the overwhelming odds. It is a place where we can reflect on the true human cost of empire and the ending spirit of resistance and what rather defines so many cultures. Understanding the events like Chetambe Fort Massacre is crucial for all of us. It helps us appreciate the complex tapestry of history, to acknowledge the sacrifices made, and to learn from the past. It reminds us that history isn't always about triumphant stories or other victories, but often about the quiet dignity of those who fought for their freedom, even when the odds were stacked against them. Their story is powerful, culture story that deserves to be remembered. This is a culture story from the Bukusu and Tachoni communities. Thank you for joining me on Culture Stories as we explored the last stand at Chetambe Fort. If this narrative resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe for more historical deep dives, and let us know in the comments that what other cultural stories you like us to bring to you. Until next time, keep digging into the past, because it's there we find the keys to understanding the present. Thank you. See you.